Hello, Leo. Welcome to your story for the week. Although this story may resonate from your past or potentially your future. So take what fits and leave the rest. So let's see what your story is going to be about today. We're using the Night Sky playing cards, which have various constellations on them. Leo. What is my beautiful Leo story about? Aha! Lyra. The lyre. Summer. There was a beautiful maiden strumming her instrument in the garden one warm summer morning. She'd been playing for hours. But the more she played, the more frustrated she got. The more she played, the more she felt that she didn't understand why she was there, why she had even learned how to play this instrument. What was it all about? As she continued to get deeper and deeper into these feelings, her former gracefulness became plunky, even though she had played this instrument for years. And she had been so graceful and so celebrated for it. The sounds that she was producing were rudimentary at best. And she just felt so unsure of why she was doing this anymore. You see, the previous week, there had been a visitor from another land who had came to her homestead and her village and had completely dazzled everyone in the vicinity with her marvelous playing. And this maiden was as beautiful as the one in our story, as talented, and just everyone was overwhelmed with how beautifully she played, how graceful her movements were, and how talented she was. And normally, our heroine in this story would be so grateful to hear some music that wasn't her own. But the fact that it was the same instrument, and the fact that this woman reminded her so much of herself, filled her with a sense that her gift and her talent wasn't as special as she previously thought it was. She felt like she was all used up. So, while dealing with these feelings in this beautiful private garden of hers, while her former graceful, elegant sounds became plunkier and plunkier, she got a flash of inspiration. What if she were herself to travel? What if she were to, like this maiden, go on a voyage and tour with her own instruments? What if, instead of just playing to herself and to her villagers, she actually sought new people to play with. What would they think of her? She'd been playing to the same audience for too long. But she knew how difficult it was for a beautiful maiden to not only tour as a musician, but the level to with which she would be beset by nefarious suitors, by intrigue, by potential robbers along the journey. These were very real threats that she had to consider. And also, what if she wasn't well received? Something needed to change. She had to be sure. How could she take this talent that she had spent so many years cultivating and make it not just a talent that any maiden could pick up in a couple of years, but make it something special, make it something unique, make this thing that she had spent so much time perfecting really a product of her own self? And how could she take not only this gift that she had, but others, and turn them into something unique and new, you know? She thought about it. There's already a traveling maiden who plays this instrument. I don't want to be like her. I want my own thing. And so she decided, instead of being a solo artist, she would form a band. She would get the best and most brightest maidens in her village together, and they would form an entertainment troupe together that could travel. And not only would this create and draw a crowd, because imagine it, not only one beautiful maiden on an instrument, but several doing various things. Well, that would be a draw, wouldn't it? That would be unique. It would be something that hadn't been seen before. So she set out to do this. She set out to find who these women were that would be willing and adventurous enough to leave the village in search of their own fortunes. These two cards. Okay. So she gathered all of her courage and she went door to door, knocking. Hello. Do you have any young maidens who are unmarried, who are unattached, and who have a skill? So she went around the entire village. And you know what? She found them. She found them. And together, they formed a sort of traveling circus where she played the music. She had one woman who juggled. She had another one who was able to train animals and get them to do tricks. And they traveled together. They traveled together for several years. And in the end, let's see what happened. Ooh. Okay. In the end, they came back to their village with all of their wealth, and they established a school for other young maidens looking to find their place in this world.